What's up everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 20. So we're 20 episodes in now, and I think last episode was easily the best of the show so far. It was bonkers, it was. There were so many interactions. I enjoyed the way it focused solely just on the one plot point, being Roy and the gang going after Lust and essentially the person who was responsible for Hughes' death. I think going forward, what I'm going to do with these intros is kind of keep them less recap oriented and more where my head's at, what I think is going to happen, how I'm feeling about things. Because I feel my discussions are actually really good. Like, I'm personally really happy with what I'm talking about in them. So just so as to not repeat myself so much, I'll leave a lot of the recap stuff to the discussions at the end of the episodes. So where I'm at now, 20 episodes into the series, is going forward, it looks like we have Roy and Havoc are injured. Perhaps they're out of the action for a little bit. And Lust and Barry are gone. And I am honestly very surprised that Lust is gone. Whether she stays dead or whether or not she comes back, we'll see. But they did this with Hughes already, and Lust being gone is a shock to me. She was a fantastic villain. I really enjoyed her as a character. And look, let's be honest, she was good to look at. And Barry as well. Barry really grew on me. Good old 66. He played his part well. And as someone said in the comments last video, he managed to plant one last seed into Al's head just before he passed. So we'll see if that comes into play. I'm sure it will at some point. So Bradley witnessing the whole big event of last episode, the finale of Roy and Lust, is really interesting to me, and I want to see how that's going to play out, because I'm sure Bradley, being the Führer, is going to have some influence as to how this whole situation unfolds in the military. And I'm really curious to see what Envy does from here. I know at the end of the day, ultimately, they are all under Father's control, I guess. But it did seem like Lust and Envy had a little, partnership going on, and that Lust seemed to be kind of running that. That's just how it felt to me. And thanks again to you guys in the comments just for clarifying my little theory on Roy being from Xing. I know someone said there's a bit of debate amongst the fans if Roy is actually from Xing or not, but what he meant when he said to Armstrong, "Go east where I was," he was talking about where he was stationed before he transferred to Central, which does make a lot of sense. And it did pop into my mind as I was editing last episode, but it was too late. The theory was already out there, but I'm glad you guys were able to correct me on that. I'm very grateful for that, so thank you very much. And now we have something arguably even bigger than the whole Roy and Lust exchange from last episode, is Hohenheim. The big cliffhanger. Ed walking up to the graveyard, and Hohenheim is just there. The father? Their father? I assume this is going to take up a big portion of this episode, and I'm very curious as to what this interaction is going to be like, what it means for the story. I just want information. You know how it is. There are so many questions. I need answers, but I'm sure I'm going to be left with even more questions. It's been a few days since I've had some time to sit down and record, so I've just been thinking about this for a very long time. I'm really excited to see what happens. We're going to get into it now. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 20. Okay, here we go. We're here.
You appear to have grown some. I spoke with Pinocchio. You tried human transmutation.
If we're just straight into it.
Tell me, Edward, what possessed you to burn down my home?
Yes.
What happened, we vowed to never turn back. We did it as a symbol of our resolve.
No, you didn't. You were hiding the memory. You didn't want to be reminded of what you've done, and thought you could erase the memory by destroying the evidence.
I don't know if that's true or not.
It's just
But interesting.
like a child who hides the sheets after he wets the bed. You ran away, and you know it.
I don't like this guy.
You don't know a damn thing! You make me sick to my stomach.
That is also an interaction I'd walk away from.
He's exactly like I was when I was his age.
Father before the grave. Well, that's relevant. Interesting. That's not how I expected that to go. It was very quick. I don't like this. The animation looks kind of different, I'm not gonna lie. It looks really good. Did he know? Well, yeah, growl at him. The dogs know. Dogs know.
All these years. And you look exactly the same.
Interesting. That's very interesting. He's got the glasses. He has the sussy glasses. Where's the dog going?
Pinocchio,
They put some emphasis on that, it looked like.
the life form my sons transmuted. Are you positive that it was Trisha?
Huh? Well, I wouldn't. It didn't even look human to me. So I wouldn't think...
I think this goes back to the flashback we saw of Al when he was in the truth.
Did you notice the eye color or the hair color?
Oh, what does this mean?
Are you telling me that that wasn't even Trisha?
What does this mean?
That those boys sacrificed. You're saying that thing they created wasn't even their mother?
And he's hearing this? Wait. Maybe it's the truth. That's so interesting. I really have so much to talk about that.
Cool. So you really are immortal then, huh?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
body,
this goes back to
It's like a time bomb.
Barry.
Barry mentioned something. The body will eventually reject it.
Well, this might not be
It'll
true.
happen tomorrow. Or 10 years from now.
Yeah, see, this could
It's
be
inevitable that it
anything.
will.
Oh no.
Bradley's planted that seed and Al has come to his own conclusion.
Hold on. If it's about to give out on you, couldn't you just transfer your soul into some other object?
See, this wasn't a problem until Barry said anything, so we'll see what happens with this.
Impervious to pain, and you don't have to eat. It sounds like a great deal to me.
No, it isn't!
Nah.
You don't know what you're talking about!
I think Ling might be talking about for his dad, right? The Emperor, potentially? Damn, Winry's going through a lot.
Winry? I'm coming in.
Good, more Al and Winry interactions.
You know, you and brother always gotta be the first to explode. I never get the chance to be the one to get mad.
True.
I guess I can't fall asleep. I don't think this body will let me.
That's so tough. He's just not slept this whole time.
Just tell me you're gonna get your body back.
Oh, she cares so much, man.
Give it back! You have to give my brother his body back!
Take it.
Truth.
Do you even know what you're saying?
It's true.
Tucker? Nah. Oh, no. Get him out of here.
Accept it, Edward.
No.
We make monsters.
Edward,
Is that their mother?
leave me here like this.
I hate that. This is all so interesting.
Head already. Your father's about to head out.
It's crazy, like, how casually... The father is just here now.
It's the only photo we had taken with all four of us.
Uh,
I'll tell you something important, Pinocchio. Something terrible is going to happen in this country soon. You should escape while you can.
I wonder if he's showing that he cares. But if he is father, he would know.
People who need...
I've given you my warning.
Wow.
Hey, Hohenheim, wait! Try not to be such a stranger, all right?
I wish I could, Pinocchio. It's too bad I won't get to enjoy your cooking anymore.
Oh, I need to know what he is inferring. And here I am with more bloody questions. Look at this shot. The show looks different. Am I wrong? Or have I just not watched in a few days? It looks really good. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, are they looking for the body?
Get up. Are you, Ed?
What does this mean?
Why don't we go back?
No. My stumps are aching from the weather.
Oh, that
It's
is
about to
tough.
rain.
Oh, this is just not where I thought we'd be in this episode. Oh,
Ed, don't push yourself.
that's gotta hurt so much. This kid is so tough. No, you know he'll push through. You know how it
I'm
is.
not gonna be able to move forward until I know for sure.
Yeah, I feel that.
Besides,
You ran away.
I won't run away from this.
Yes, sir. Pinocchio's a real one for being out here with him, though. In the rain. Was there not a way to alchemy this? I guess not. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Granny, Mom's hair was a light chestnut color. This is black.
It's black. What does that mean?
This femur, it's much too long.
Okay, there's something going on here.
Pelvis? Pretty sure it's male.
It is?
But I'm afraid this isn't your mother, Ed.
So what in the world was it? Is it the truth? Oh, I have so many questions. Oh no. What is it? Bro.
And that's it. It really is impossible to bring the dead back to life.
It would seem so.
The truth.
I don't know.
It was impossible all along.
Oh, this has got to be so hard for him. This has been like their whole thing.
Right. From the moment I made this thing, it's been the symbol of my despair. Now it's an emblem of hope.
Hope.
Al can be returned to normal.
My mind is doing things. Damn, they really buried it? You don't even know what it is, man. It looks a little bit taller, or is Granny just that small?
Curtis residence.
Izumi!
I didn't expect this. You never call.
I need to ask you something, teacher.
Oh, yeah, okay. This will be interesting. Did they summon the same thing? I was thinking about this earlier.
It has to do with when you tried to transmute your baby.
What about it, Ed?
The thing is, what Al and I transmuted, it wasn't actually our mother.
What is this, Ed? What are you trying to tell me?
I'm sorry to ask you this, but the child you transmuted, are you sure that it was your child?
Dude, I have chills. Oh, that's tough. Here we go, the rock bells.
Thank you, Ed. It's good to know my son and his wife helped
I
you.
forget that these are Pinoca's children, hey.
I'm proud
Not
of
just
them.
Winry's parents. Henry Nichols. Trisha Elric. Okay, it's their mother.
Did he even bother to say where he was going?
Of course he didn't. And I didn't. Ah! What's wrong with me? I can't believe I forgot to give him the message.
A message?
Granny just jump scared the hell out of me.
A last request from your mother.
What that?
I'll be gone when he returns. I need him to know. I couldn't keep my promise. I died before he did. And I'm so sorry.
So interesting.
What promise?
All this immortality talk and everything. Oh,
Should I have to?
gotta remember that.
No, it doesn't seem like it. But he does care about you and your brother.
Yeah, I'll pass it on right after I clock him in the face.
Yes, sir. Keep that energy.
Heading back to Central already, are you?
What the hell?
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, he
Granny.
missed all of this.
How are you this beat up?
Bro, you don't even know.
And you? What the hell are you doing?
Eating a delicious dinner?
My man.
I'm
So
gonna
much has happened.
extend what little you have left of your armor.
He's looking kind of good.
Ed, he'll be able to get his body back, right?
Yeah, of course he will. I told you I'm gonna get it back, Al. I've got to tell you.
Here we
Dug up
go.
The body that we transmuted in Resemble.
It must be crazy just to hear this.
What? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Because, Al, I found out that the thing we buried wasn't really our mother.
Oh dear.
But hold on a minute. Then that means.
The thing we made, I don't know what, but it was something completely different.
Then what happened to me?
That's just it. This has actually convinced me we can return you to normal.
I'm curious as to how he came to that conclusion, though.
But before I
Yeah.
start explaining how, well, Winry, do you remember when Al and I got in a fight with the kids about who'd marry you?
Yes.
Al told me you turned him down.
Mm-hmm. Turned you both down.
Yep.
So the question's for both of you then. What was your reasoning?
She said.
I just don't like men who are shorter than me.
You can't judge a man for something he can't help!
How did we get here? Why are we here right now?
Body back.
That's what I'm saying,
To
Winry.
be sure, Al had a memory of something I don't recall. You seem to clearly remember it the same way, Winry. So now that we know you remembered something real, then we also know for a fact that really is Al bonded in there.
Okay.
If I was able to pull that much of you out, then I've got a hunch that your body's still in there, and I can pull it out.
Okay,
You think my
I
body's
understand.
Still in the portal?
Okay, still in
Existing
the
separately
truth
from my
area.
soul? Like Barry's body.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
What
I
did
see.
you see? Try to think back. Can you remember what happened when the truth
Yes,
unraveled?
give me more of this. I want this. He was reaching out to a hand. It was the hand.
And it was me. It was my hand I grabbed.
I knew it. Doesn't look like we're done with the truth yet, Al.
It was like
We're gonna
smiling.
get in there and pull your body out.
We're going back?
After the portal, I remember looking at you.
It was
that
him.
thing. The thing we thought was Mom.
Is it Al's body? Did I say this? I might have said this.
I guess so. But my soul didn't bind. It must have rejected me right away.
Okay, so it was a new body. And his his soul was in the body.
Didn't harm anyone else's soul after all.
You have a telephone call from Izumi Curtis.
Okay, here we go. Oh, so much lore dump.
Research. Sig and I looked up our family lines. It didn't have a single physical trait that could have come from us.
Okay.
You're
I have
honest.
so many theories about this.
Yes. I've come to the conclusion that death is permanent.
Which I think is a good conclusion, I'm not gonna lie.
Transmutation can change that fact. Ed.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice. We got some work to do.
So what did teacher have to say?
Well, I'm not really sure why, but she said thank you.
Maybe some peace of mind? I don't know.
This entire time, I've been blaming myself for what happened. I thought it was me. I thought I was the one who killed Mom a second time.
And so did I. Well,
Damn.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
Oh, that's
I
huge.
wasn't the one who killed Mom after all.
That's gotta feel good. And same for Izumi. It wasn't their child.
Like I've been brought back to life.
Oh.
Our
Oh, this is
child
huge.
was made to suffer twice.
Oh, this is huge for both of them, for everyone.
So quit trying to shoulder all of this on your own.
True. Let's do it
Not on your
together.
own. I can't just stand back and watch other people get hurt over what I've done. Like what
They have the
happened
same
to Mr.
mindset.
Hughes. I felt like it was my fault when I found out he was dead.
And Ed
And I
thought the
told
same
myself
thing.
That if it meant other people getting hurt, then I don't even want my body back. I've met other people who weren't exactly human, but they still managed to live their lives with a purpose.
True.
This body could reject me anytime, but it's the same with being human. You never know when you might get sick or die in an accident.
True.
So I can still
These
get
kids
by
are so
like this
wise, man, for their
and
age.
live a somewhat normal life. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah. And that's perfectly fine. A perfectly reasonable thing to be thinking.
Because I can't take all the nights by myself.
Yep.
It's too lonely. And that's why I have to get back to normal.
We're gonna do it, Al.
and you're going to.
I'm all pumped
I'll
up.
knock that truth jerk on his butt.
Yes.
And then we're gonna pull your body right out of that place.
Yeah.
Wonder if she heard all of that.
Huh? That's weird. Have his shoulders always been...
He has grown, I'm telling you. It's another dub. I could not have, ever in my life, predicted that this episode would take this direction. I was thinking we were gonna... This is what happens when, I don't watch for a few days after a cliffhanger like that. I'm just thinking about that all the time. There's gonna be so much emphasis on this interaction between Ed and Hohenheim, and it was so casual. Episode starts, straight away they're talking to each other, and it's just like... It was pretty typical, I think, given the situation. Like, what are you doing back here? Why now? I really want to try and unpack a lot of what Hohenheim was saying, because I'm sure there is so much meaning to it that I may or may not understand until later on. Perhaps he's trying... I don't even know what he's trying to do with Ed by saying, you were running away, it wasn't like a symbol, it wasn't a vow to, there's no going back. it was you just wanted to get rid of it. You didn't want to know that it was there. But quite the opposite has happened. In fact, Ed has gone and dug it back up. And when I say this, obviously I'm talking about the body that's been transmuted. But it was super quick. It was so casual. And then they're both just staying in Pinocchio, in Granny's house, the Rockville residence. And then he was gone, just like that. And he said to Granny, something's gonna happen. And he said, get out while you can. Like showing he cares somewhat for Granny, right? He said, look, something really bad is gonna happen. Like, get out of here. Like, you don't need to get caught up in this. Which is very interesting. I really cannot put my finger on what kind of character he is, because if it is father, and there was a lot of talk about, Granny mentioned, you don't look any different, okay, like immortality stuff. And then the promise that Trisha, Edenal's mother, made, something to do with, I'm sorry, like I died before Hohenheim. Trisha died before Hohenheim. Again, like kind of, insinuating immortality things, Philosopher's Stone things. How old actually is this guy? Like, what is the deal? Like I said, I got some answers, but so many more questions. And I want to talk a lot about the truth and these bodies, these transmutated bodies and everything. But I want to make sure I cover everything else first. The dog was very interesting. Dogs know when someone was sus. He had the sussy glasses, the Shao Tucker glasses. And I don't know, they put some emphasis on the dog, like walking out of the room, and then like Hohenheim said something. I can't remember, but that was very interesting. I don't know if that has any relevance at all, but it is something I picked up on. That scene of Hohenheim walking in on Ed while he was sleeping was very interesting. I'm really curious about Hohenheim's character. I want to learn more about him, like where he came from, what he's doing. Does he actually care? Did he get caught up in something he didn't want to? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Winry being very vulnerable again in the beginning of the episode when Al is telling everyone about what he found out from Barry. I did talk a lot through the scene of Al talking about, oh, my body could give out, and it seems like perhaps that is a theme they're going to keep in the show, because they put a lot of emphasis on it throughout the episode. But he saw it firsthand, right? The only thing that I was thinking about is Barry's soul was bound to another human body, which was decaying. It was visibly decaying. And to me, like, it's different than a suit of armor, like this metal suit of armor that is probably a lot more durable, in essence, I guess, than a human body. But I don't know, that's just how it felt to me. But I guess the point is, the soul, it might just no longer be compatible with the suit of armor or something after time. It could happen at any time, like they said, and they didn't make the comparison to life in general. I think I believe Al was the one who said that, you could die, get into an accident, something could happen any time, any day. So it's the same thing. But when it comes down to it, he does want to be in his human body again. Because not being able to sleep, I was thinking about that when they brought attention to it during the episode. It's literally like, 6 to 8 hours plus a day that you are just conscious for and like living. Like it would just feel like you're just, around so much longer than everyone else, which you are. I just can't imagine like not sleeping every single day. And like he said, he gets so lonely, he can't take it anymore. I don't blame him in the slightest. That's so tough. Really, really fantastic moment between Ed and Al towards the end of the episode. I'm really glad they're talking more about their own things they're dealing with inside of their head. And I'll touch on this now before I get to the rest of the truth stuff, but Al carrying around with him that he might have potentially been the cause of, their mother's like second death from the transmutation is an insane thing to be just carrying around. So the relief he must feel knowing it's not their mother, and Ed said the same thing. He kind of was like, Al, I thought you were the reason as well. Not blaming him, but saying, yes, like I think, but that relief must be so good for both of them to know they didn't bring their mother back just to die again. And then that cut to Izumi going through exactly the same thing. Like when Ed put that idea in her mind that, are you sure it was your child? And she kind of had that realization like, ooh, like, wait, like he might be onto something. I'm going to go look into, the family tree, all the physical attributes and everything, come back with, there is no way that was my child. And she just, the relief, she said she felt like she'd been born again. or like a second life or something like that. She felt like she was alive again. That is insane. So she's carrying that around with her as well. She brought their child back just to die again, but it wasn't their child. So this whole situation, I think Hohenheim was the one that actually drove Ed to go and dig this thing up. And in doing so, it just freed up so much of Ed and Al's minds and renewed their like ambition to restore Al's body. And it's just taken so much weight off Izumi and her husband's, I've forgotten his name, I'm so sorry, off their shoulders, and they can just keep living now, which is fantastic. I'm really happy for everyone about that situation. Okay, I feel good about all that stuff. Let's talk about the truth. So I'm going to go back to the episode where Al got his memories back and he was in the truth. We see him reach out and grab that hand. I think initially I believed it was their mother's hand, but in this shot here, they showed it was Al. Like he reached out and grabbed his own hand and it was like smiling. It had this creepy, like sinister smile on it, which I can't really unpack into words what I think that means. And then it did show that shot back in that episode. And it was from Al's point of view, and he's looking at Ed like he was the transmuted thing. I don't know if I said that in the discussion of that episode or not, but I definitely thought it. And then we get confirmation in this episode that that was the case. And I think I thought maybe it was Al's body coming back, which would be crazy for that to happen. But no, it was Al's soul being bound to this new body that they transmuted. I have no idea what the body is. I think I said during the episode, and I think this is still the theory I'm going to stick with. It doesn't make much sense after this whole soul business though, that whatever the truth is, like the truth is trying to take, you know, this stuff and come back out, like, and get a physical body. But if Al's soul was bound to that physical body, then is it the truth? It's just a body. Like where's the truth soul? If that's a thing, I don't know. But that is very interesting. But they had the ingredients for a human body, and they made something. It was a body. Whose body was it? I don't know. But Al's soul was temporarily bound to it. In the case of Izumi's transmutation, I wonder what happened. It's very interesting. This episode has probably left me with the most questions out of all of them so far. And this is probably the most questions I have had at any point throughout the show. There is so much going on. But again, another episode solely focused on one plot point. So we had none of the aftermath of Roy and Lust's bout in terms of what's happening with Roy, Havoc, Hawkeye, all of that. What's happening with the homunculi, we know nothing. Maybe we'll get all of that next episode. But this was all about Ed and Hohenheim and then Winry and Al, like that core group of people, which I really enjoy. I loved last episode, all focused on Roy and his crew, and now we have back the core crew in this episode. I do want to touch on, I said this during the episode, Ling talking to Al about his body, and obviously Ling has come to Amestris to learn about immortality, right? You know, trying to get in line to be the next Emperor of Xing. It's the current Emperor of Xing, his father, is not well. And to me, it seems like Ling could potentially be looking at Al's situation as a soul transmuted to a suit of armor. Like, damn, you don't have to eat, you don't have to sleep, you know, you're just chilling. It seems pretty good to me. And to me, I was like, damn, maybe he's thinking about that for his father. So that's really interesting going forward. We'll see if that comes into play at all. But I think that's it. That was a lot. Every time I go back and I edit through an episode like this, I always pick up on more things, which I will eventually talk about. I'm going to do at least one more episode in this session. So if I pick up on anything else while editing these next two episodes, it'll be, I believe, in episode 22. But that was another fantastic episode. The last three episodes, this whole 18, 19, 20, top tier. And we're not even a third of the way through the show. I'm like giddy with excitement, and like I love being in this position where there's so many things that can happen, so many questions I have, and I have no idea what's going to happen. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Please continue to leave your comments and feedback and other show suggestions down below. I always appreciate it. I love engaging with you guys. Please also consider liking the video if you enjoyed it and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more things. It's the first time I think I've asked for either of those two things, but I have a lot planned that I want to be doing with this channel. I have a couple more shows I'm going to start watching. I'm going to start uploading. Hopefully the plan is 5 to 6 days a week. I'm having so much fun with this. I'm really enjoying it, and I want to continue to get better. Any support that you guys show at all is very much appreciated. That's going to do it. We'll see you in the next episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.